This is the nature of everything. Don't stay stuck.
Hey, everybody, welcome to The Nature of Everything. Coming up today, we have author, blogger, international truth teller, Mark Manson joining us. He is the best selling author known for deeply blunt humor, maybe talking about some of life's harder truths. I think he does a great job of blending philosophy and psychology, and he's a great storyteller, all that kind of stuff. He's best known for his book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and for really saying all the things that people don't really like to say. I think that's what he does. So, welcome, Mark Manson.
But like, to be clear, I mean, he's not here in person. Well, and he's not on Zoom. He's actually he's not here pre-recorded or anything. But he's really just here in spirit. We're actually just kind of meeting Mark and talking with him in blog form, as it were.
Kind of cosmically.
Yeah,
Because we didn't invite him. I mean,
we did not.
We didn't even try. I mean,
Mm-mm.
look, this isn't that kind of interview.
It's not, because what we did do was we read something that he had written, and what he wrote was called "You Are Not Alone." And I mean, it hit us as we've read this and we're talking through it, and we just know that this is something that plenty of people have read his work, and they're going to, because it's Mark Manson. But this is something that we needed to see. It's something that we needed to continue to recognize. We know it to be true. And so we wanted to talk about it here in our space.
And so like that article is available on his own website. And today we're not like reacting to the article. We want to talk to it, with it or around it or something. The lines are really blurry and we're fine with that.
Yeah, that's why we didn't invite him, but he's the star of our show. And
Right.
this episode is kind of what happens when you read something that's super honest and way familiar, and really your only option is to set up a couple of microphones and pretend that it's sitting across from you.
So, Mark, thanks for being here. You're quieter than expected, but somehow you're still going to carry the conversation. Look, so the article does shine a light on something that we feel is important, but people don't name it, and that's loneliness.
Yeah, and loneliness, not in the dramatic style, but that quiet, chronic, destructive kind that wears people down over time.
And I really like that this article is really an observation. Like he's not offering a solution. He just kind of offers a diagnosis, and it holds up, not just personally, but culturally.
Yeah, absolutely. To that, I mean, it touches everything from everything we're seeing with like social disconnection to political divide. And it really explains why a lot of people aren't happy, especially even those that from the outside their lives look fine or their lives look great, but they're not happy.
And look, that's why we're here. We're not going to try to fix it either, but we
Mm.
definitely want to continue to name it. We can maybe move the conversation to somewhere real. So here's what's happening. We're just going to interview the article, I guess,
Yeah,
because Mark's not here.
he's not here. He's not.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't know this is happening, but it is.
All right, so with that, let's get started. The post opens with this particular line: "We're more connected than ever before, yet people feel more alone than ever before."
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Thanks for that gut punch. That's where we're going to start. Not even a warm up.
Strap in, get ready. This is what we're doing.
But here's the thing, it's just true. I really think that saying like connection, it's not the same as closeness. That just because we can reach out to people faster or, using more devices, it doesn't mean that we're actually reaching each other.
Sure. I mean, it really is the difference between accessing people and being with other people and around other people. It's the difference between that and then actually being seen by them and being heard by them. And like you said, you use the word connection. Yeah, like it's the difference between having a connection and being seen and being felt and heard, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we built a great infrastructure for speed, and sharing things, but not for
Yeah.
staying,
Yeah.
not for sitting in the same room and actually mattering to someone.
Yeah. Another line that he's got in there, it says, we've replaced real community with simulated community. That's the one that's really scary with this, is that we are a community not in the same space with each other. Like it's like a faux community. It's like a false community is
Yeah, I
what it
think
looks
it.
like to me.
Yeah, I think it calls out that stuff. The
Mhm.
stuff that doesn't have any actual gravity, any actual weight. All the social media feeds and comment sections, or I mean, some brands are trivial maybe, but like all the places that we perform closeness, but we don't risk anything. There's no skin of the game. It's keyboard warriors. It's right swiping speed daters.
Yeah, well, I mean, but you said it though, it's performed closeness. I mean, so it's kind of like the person that just walks fast with a clipboard. They don't do anything. We look busy, but when you think about it, it's performed closeness. And so there is no connection. We're around each other in so many ways, but not bonded in any shape, form, or fashion.
It's like your calendar's slapped full, but your soul is just empty. And look, there's a part of you that knows that's true. So keeping on going, the article also says like loneliness is not necessarily the absence of people, it's the absence of people who understand you.
Mm,
That's a big one.
mm. And to that, I mean, loneliness isn't solved by the presence of people. It's you're lonely in the center of a supermarket, right? Where there's hustle and bustle, or you can be standing in the middle of Penn Station and there's a gazillion people and you're lonely because there's no connection. And it really is solved by the perception, not in the negative way of it, well, it's just, perception, but to be perceived, to be heard, to be listened to be seen, to have that connection. So perception is the key there, in that connectedness. Again, just because there's a bunch of people around me doesn't mean I'm not feeling hollowed out at the time because I don't have a connection to them.
It's brutal. I mean, and
Can be.
brutally honest. It's really hard to think about the truth that you can be in a relationship. You can be on a
Mhm.
team. You can certainly be in a group me with soccer people. I mean, but you can be completely unknown.
And if we're being honest, like most of us aren't giving people a real chance to know us, to know the authentic us. I mean, not really. I think for the most part we manage perception, right? We manage to what degree we see others and to what degree we listen to others. And to that same point, I think we manage and we governor how much we allow someone to see us or what we want them to hear, because I think we control the closeness, and sometimes to our own detriment. Oftentimes, I think we starve that connection out because we won't let it breathe. We won't give it the opportunity to be a connection.
Look, it makes me think about coin and how that's where it shows up, because part of that work is to name it, to
Mhm.
confirm, like, hey, this is true for me, to say, like, yeah, I feel lonely, even though I have people around me.
Absolutely. Confirming it. I mean, if you can't name what's real, you can't fix it, you can't fight it, you can't build anything, you can't put foundations down to make it better. If you can't name it, if you don't know what it is. I think this post by Mark Manson, a big part of this is confirming something that,
Yeah.
like I'm glad he put words to something that I think a lot of us can miss easily. And I think that's his piece here is confirming it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just telling the truth out loud. And I think it's really generous for him to do that, to shine some light and to welcome people into the room and say, you're not alone. This is a thing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's tough. I mean, it just is. It's hard to name loneliness because like to say I'm lonely, that I mean, it kind of makes me feel like I'm a loser. I'm failing because I'm lonely. And if I'm feeling lonely, there's no other way to say it except for the fact that it hurts my feelings. Like that may sound weak or whatever, but if you're feeling lonely, your feelings are hurt as well.
Yeah, but like, I don't think it just hurts your feelings. Like, I think it distorts. I think that the thing that gets missed is like how much loneliness can shape our behavior.
I agree because I think you start believing that something's wrong with you. So
Hmm.
when that happens, I think you start getting hesitant and you start getting doubtful and you start pulling back. So I think people feel that. I think people feel when you pull away, and I think often they do the same thing. It's not necessarily that that's going to bring them closer to you. That's if they feel you pull away, they're probably going to do the same because we're a lot the same across the board. Then it looks like you've proved your own. It's sort of a self-fulfilling kind of issue there. Like, see, I told you, like that's what you're telling yourself. Like, nobody really wants me. Like nobody cares. That's why I'm lonely because nobody wants to be around me.
It's not like a big dramatic thing.
Hmm.
It's not dramatic. It's vicious how
It
subtle it
is.
is. Like you just start kind of saying like, "I'm good," "I'm fine." It's always fine.
Mm.
Like you just start performing, and you just start losing connection, and it's just slow erosion. And then you look up, and you're just like, "Man, I'm freaking lonely."
And I mean, that practice over time, as you put the reps in, that becomes your identity, your narrative that you've self-imposed. And it's not just a today behavior. It becomes what you've put into practice. It becomes your
Yeah, but
practice.
yeah, because it's different, I think, to say, I feel lonely and to say I am alone.
Mm.
We talked
Sure.
about the I am, and this is one of those places where that little tiny shift to name it and say I'm feeling lonely versus like you said, it becomes your identity. I am alone. Look, the work here is just to tell that truth, even just to yourself.
And realistically, if coin does anything, it does create that space where that level of honesty, that that brutal honesty, it doesn't feel like a liability. It doesn't feel like you're hanging yourself out there to get hurt. It feels more like a solid starting point to create the practice that heals this.
I think it is a starting point. It's a starting point to build real connection. Like when the rest of your life you've just been managing their perception. At some point,
Mm.
you have to let people see the thing that you think might make them leave.
Yeah, and the crazy part is that, when you do and they don't leave, they stick to you. Like, well, I mean, at least the right ones, the ones that are supposed to stick, they do. And not only do they stick around, I think that's when you see the real goody is you know that they lean in. They do come to you.
Mm. Yeah, and look, that moment, that's where loneliness just begins to lose its power.
Yeah, and I think one of the hardest things to admit is generally it's just not automatic connections that just poof happen. There's an expense to it. The expense is not financial, but like it can be expensive in the sense that to be connected and to offer the perceptions, to offer the what you want people to know and see and feel and hear about you, there's a risk involved.
Yeah, I mean, people say they want closeness, but they want it safe. That they want that safe version. They want to be known without being exposed.
Which, I mean, there lies the rub, right? You want to be seen and you want to be, these things, but only the parts that you've put your stamp of approval on. You don't want to see you don't want anybody seeing behind the curtain to where, they may see a flaw or something that, is not your best side.
Yeah, and that's the exact opposite of how connection works.
Hmm.
Like that is such
Hmm.
a struggle. It's like, boy, we keep trying things that are the exact opposite of the right way. It's like real community is not built on a curated version of yourself or on your Instagram feed. It's built on the stuff that's still in progress.
Like, even that, like, saying that out loud, that sounds like a risk. We're all waiting for well, I mean, it's like any other schoolyard activity or something that has taken that when you're not feeling actualized and comfortable in you, everybody's waiting for somebody else to go first.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why most people stay stuck. They're waiting for belonging to like knock on the door and say like, "Hey, I heard you were emotionally available and I heard that I like everything about you and there's no risk here and you're my favorite person."
That's fair. Well, then maybe that's where the shift belongs then, because I think it's It's high time for everybody, like, stop auditioning, trying to, like, win a connection, and simply put it into practice. Like, take the steps forward. Stop performing for connection. Stop performing to feel these things or to just be that. Start practicing that and do it clumsy and imperfect and, like, and whoever's around. Like, that's who you practice it with. Try it. Give it a shot. Mark Manson says, near the end of his article, it says that the answer to loneliness isn't found in you. That's kind of weird. Like we live in a world
Where
right now
else
that
do we find
it's
it?
all you. But now he says the answer to loneliness isn't found in you. It's found between you and someone else, and
Hmm.
you can't build it by yourself.
That's powerful. It's the space between, right? I mean, it means at some point, you stop studying it. You stop getting more information. You stop diagnosing it. You stop watching another YouTube video and you just do something. Anything. Like
Sure,
just do it. Nike.
sure.
We'll take our sponsorship here. Y'all go out and buy some Nike.
But yeah, but to your point, it's intentional, right? This is the practice piece, not performance piece, not trying to act into something, but this is the intentional practice piece. And
Yeah. I mean,
that's it. You're practicing it. That's
yeah.
it.
Right. Risk being the one who reaches out first. Say something, say the thing, follow up, offer more than just support, like offer your actual self. That's the difference. It's like, hey, well, I guess I could call so and tell them I can help move that couch after all. I mean, that's performance. Maybe call
Mhm,
them out of the blue when they
mhm.
don't need any help and say, hey, man, you want to go grab a beer? Like, just
Sure.
talk.
And again, imperfectly so. Like just get through the door, shake a hand and say hello, grab the beer and see what happens. I mean, it's not to put yourself completely out there, wholeheartedly transparent to where you can be brutalized. It's not that, but it is take the step for connections, build your community, be within a community and be deep enough to where you're real about it. Enough that you can get closer to them and they can get closer to you.
Because like Mark said, like you've said, I mean, we're all more connected than ever, but we're still just starving for somebody to say like, hey, you know what, I see you and I'm not going anywhere. I mean, that feels like a miracle would happen for somebody to tell us that.
And that is the start. Again, not I'm not talking about a giant I'm not talking about building your own global community as it were, but just by being someone that is safe enough to be seen by others and safe enough that, you want safe enough in yourself that you want to be seen and seen by others.
You know what? And I've got another idea. Like maybe it's the second step, or maybe it's the first step. It could be either. But like maybe try saying yes when somebody else tries. Maybe somebody else is trying to form that connection, and you're kind of like, well, no, I don't have time, or I don't really know them that well, or whatever. Like maybe you let that guard down some. They're not looking for answers, they're looking for connection. They're working on their stuff, you're working on your stuff. But maybe you think to yourself, like, okay, the next time somebody reaches out to me, I'm going to say yes.
So that's one of those things that I have been aware of that was part of like on back end of divorce or back end of some traumatic something or a big life shift, changing jobs or whatever it may be. There is this, yes philosophy of as long as it's not dangerous or illegal or something that, doesn't completely go against your moral code. It's sort of this philosophy that to get back in the game if somebody asks you to go do something, you have to say yes. You're committed to say yes, unless you just simply, like I said, unless it goes against something that is, a boundary and a standard. So,
Yeah,
like that
it
is
reminds me of
why
that
not?
movie Yes Man. Do you know that
Absolutely,
movie? Yeah, with
indeed,
Jim Carrey.
indeed.
We'll interview him
Yep.
next week. But like,
Yeah.
but I love
Are
that
we?
movie.
I'll be sure to not let him know that we're talking to him next week. Don't you
Thanks.
worry.
That will help it work out.
Yeah, but that's exactly sort of the philosophy, except for the fact that why wait for some big life changing event to sort of throw you into this need for taking those steps? Like you can be intentional about making this practice to building connections and building closeness to others without it requiring some crazy life event.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good stuff. I mean, it's definitely something to tinker with in your mind. it could actually change your life
if you let it.
because people need people. Loneliness is not a personality trait. It's a human feeling, like it's something that we feel sometimes, but something that maybe we can do something about.
And because it's human, then that gives you the ability to not have to wait for anything to show up. You don't have to wait for some type of closeness or connection to show up. You can instigate that. You can initiate those things. You can practice those things into existence. Sure, it's going to be weird and clumsy and awkward and at times and fine. But as you continue to like slowly build into it, integrated steps, I'm telling you, there's community out there, and there's someone who's willing to try in conjunction with you.
Yeah, like Mark Manson, who doesn't know he was here today.
Yeah, he didn't RSVP. He didn't say a word, but honestly, he still showed up as far as I'm concerned.
So, Mark, shout out to you. We appreciate you wherever you are. You were part of Coin today. We're
Mhm.
glad to have you.
We'll see you again real soon, Mark.
Are we going to tag him?
Before you go, just know it's time. Time to connect. Time to change the nature of everything. Find us at coinyourlife.com and don't stay stuck.